2025 has been a rough start. Yeah, I've been preparing for the summer releases. I've been working on these projects. A lot of stuff for my YouTube channel, the podcast that's coming as well. I've been asked about that a few times, but last few weeks, Angie Stone, she died in the car crash, and then the week prior to that, I lost one of my best friends. He was murdered. And I've known him since I was 10 years old. So this has been a rough few weeks. And just to kind of fucking top things off is like, damn, Angie Stone. And I'm quite the fan of Angie Stone. First song that I heard from her was Brother. Raphael Sadiq produced that track. Fell in love with it. There was just something really earthy about Angie Stone. So it was quite heartbreaking to hear the news and to go such a way too. The conspiracies behind that the events that led up to that day. She was heading to, I believe she was performing at some sort of halftime somewhere. On the way there, the car crash happened. I think it was an 18-wheeler that ran her off the road or something like that. She flipped quite a few times. There was 9 people in the vehicle with her, and she's the only one that passed away. Kind of scratching their heads here, like, what the fuck? And then prior to that, she discussed label stuff. So this is where things kind of get a little bit, because once people start talking about labels and money that's owed to them, they die. Whitney Houston, Prince, Michael Jackson. The video's up on YouTube. I'm not going to really include it in this if you want to watch it. It's quite a lengthy video. She was always full of knowledge. She's like this light, this energy. I was listening to her albums weeks leading to her death. It's weird. And then before my buddy died, I was listening to Limp Bizkit. I don't listen to Limp Bizkit. He did when we were kids, 11 and 12, like 2000, 2001. And all of a sudden I'm playing Limp Bizkit and I'm thinking about him a lot too. I believe that the universe does its thing, kind of sends you vibes, but you don't really catch it sometimes. It's kind of preparing you for something about this person that's either on your mind a lot more so than often. You start listening to these people, there's something coming, there's something cooking. But yeah, I was checking out her recent albums, and it was Love Language, I think it was called. Decent album. So I was catching up on Angie Stone, and then and this happened. She's been a part of my soundtrack to my life since 2002. It sucks when such a talented, gifted artist, quality artist is taken from us. There's no one quite like Angie Stone. She's one of a kind. Angie Stone was a sound, a mother, a wife. She's an aunt. She's a friend. She gave you some sound advice in her music. Even just listening to every album, you kind of get the same vibe from her, and that's like genuinely her. That's her energy. That's her. So you don't feel that in anybody else's music. That energy is what I'm talking about. She's a little urban, little hood, but class. And she's the only one that I know of that really spoke out to, people in black men, I should say specifically, in jail, and kind of saying that, I got you. Because a lot of times they're in there for no fucking reason. So it's rare that people speak out and say, like, while the rest of the world looks down on you, I'm holding you up. The messages in her songs, so special. Reasons to why we love Angie Stone is what she says, how she sings, her voice, the sounds, the vibes. So yeah, she mentioned that Universal, I think it was, owes her money, lots of money. So I think she was trying to correct that and get that fixed. This was a few months back, so it's interesting. And then what happens when an artist dies? Their streams, their plays, their albums, sales, they all go up. And that's exactly what happened. When I was listening to Angie Stone, I noticed that I think it was like 50 or something like that, K listeners of monthly listeners on Spotify. Then after she died, it went up to like 1.5 million. That happens though. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think a lot of the times we just want to revisit that artist's music. And when someone goes, we just want to celebrate their life, what they contributed to this world during their time here, their stamp, their imprint. So it just, we appreciate what they do, what they've done, and just kind of like saying good job and like thank you for what you left here for us. But yeah, I thought I would get on this and talk about Angie Stone. She's one of my favorites, and it's extremely sad, and I don't think we'll ever get like the answers why, kind of hinting towards the conspiracies of it all. It's interesting that when people kind of talk out about things, that accidents happen and they're the only ones to die in these crashes or these accidents and shit like that. So, anyways, guys, I will be back. I will be back with a lot more. I'm working on the podcast. I've been getting comments in regards to if I'm going to do a podcast or not. I was working on one some time ago, and it just never really I don't even know what to talk about. I still don't know what to talk about. I'll talk about music. I'll talk about life, my experience in life, mental health, especially men's mental health. It's so important because often we're shamed for it. And it's definitely a conversation to be had. I'll have guests on the podcast. It'll be available on the Spotify and all that shit. So, but in the meantime, tune in here. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.